Sepia amplua, the giant Australian cuttlefish. The giant Australian cuttlefish is, as the name implies, a huge cuttlefish found in the warm waters of southern and western Australia. It belongs to the Sepia order and the cephalopod class of the phylum Mollusca. It is generally found in shallow, rocky coastal habitats, estuaries, and around clusters of seagrass. Basically, giant cuttlefish like areas where they can hide, and their advanced camouflage techniques help them blend in wherever they choose to settle, be it seagrass or in rocky caves. This species is huge, by far the biggest species of cuttlefish. It can reach almost a meter in length, including its tentacles, and can weigh about 15 pounds. Besides being enormous, the giant Australian cuttlefish's reproduction cycle is probably what it's best known for. Although they are normally solitary creatures, during the southern winter months, cuttlefish form huge, dense mating congregations. Their mating grounds can have about 1 cuttlefish per square meter, which, given that some of the bigger males are almost a meter in length, is a pretty dense congregation of cuttlefish. With all these cuttlefish in one area, male giant Australian cuttlefish have developed ways of standing out amongst females. While normally Australian cuttlefish have a default color of maroon, during mating season, male cuttlefish will flash bright colors to attract females. The large male cuttlefish will also fight one another in vivid displays of color, copycat movements, and biting to acquire territory in females, expanding their territory and their female count the more successful they are. An adept larger male cuttlefish will be happy with several females and a nice expanse of territory to lord over. However, there are smaller males in the mix of cuttlefish, and since fighting isn't an option for them, they have adapted a brains over brawn way of mating. The smaller males put their camouflage to use, and assume both the color and behavior of a female wanting to mate. It recoils its tentacles and looks cute, and the larger male happily accepts the smaller male as a new addition to his territory. Then, while the big male is distracted, the smaller male quickly changes back into his male colors and woos a female. The female is more than willing to mate with both of the males, and uses both of their sperm to meticulously fertilize each of her eggs individually. So, there is a mix of cuttlefish genes, and everyone's happy. The female giant Australian cuttlefish individually fertilizes each egg with a packet of sperm, and hangs them in a safe den, where they stay for about 4 months, developing. After 4 months, the eggs hatch and the baby cuttlefish, looking basically like mini versions of their parents, go out into the open water. Most of them die within the first few hours, but those that survive migrate to slightly deeper waters for safety until they reach maturity. Adult cuttlefish are ready to spawn in about 2 years. They congregate, reproduce, and then, like many other cephalopods, the females deteriorate and die after their eggs are taken care of. The giant Australian cuttlefish diet consists mainly of crustaceans such as crabs, prawns, and shrimp, but they will also occasionally eat small fish. They can use either flashes of color to confuse and dazzle their prey, or use camouflage to blend in with their surroundings and launch a sneak attack. They grab their prey with 2 tentacles and mash the prey up with their beak. Whatever strategy they use, cuttlefish are thought to be extremely effective foragers, spending only about 4% of their time foraging. Given that the reproduction of giant Australian cuttlefish is so fascinating, cuttlefish are an important tourism source in southern Australia. They can also be used as bait for fishing, and their unique cuttle bones have various functions from jewelry to calcium supplements for pets. And, of course, giant Australian cuttlefish occupy an important place in the food chain, regulating crustacean populations and providing food for the beloved bottlenose dolphin. The end.